Welcome back, guys, and to go on with my sudden whale fascination, that in the picture, I am going to make little trinket dishes with these guys in the center of. So stick around. Okay, guys, welcome back to Adventures with the Romance Author, me. And today we're making homes for our little whale friends. These are silicone molds, and I intend to fill them with resin, which I'm mixing right here, equal parts A and B. And then when that's mixed, I'm going to add in some white to represent waves, as well as some seashells and sparkle. And then I'm going to fill it partway up, let it harden for a while, and then add the blue portion of the ocean itself. And I have some blue dye here, some pigment, and I also have some dry pigment, and sparkles. So let's carry on. I'll be mixing this for a little bit. It has to be mixed really, really well. But then when I add the white pigment and the seashells, I'll be right back, and then we'll do the pouring. Now, remember to follow the instructions if you notice it's a little murky in there when you combine equal parts of A and B. So stir it until it becomes clear. This is going to take like 10-15 minutes, so keep an eye on it. Okay, so now that A and B are mixed, I add a little bit of the mixture into each of these tubs, which has an equal amount of seashells, because I want each one to have the same amount of seashells. So if I dumped all the seashells, say that real fast, into there, it might come out uneven. So I'm going to mix these up, as well as all these little shells have air bubbles, like air pockets. So we have to get those out as best we can before we put them in. See them popping up? There's just, yeah. So we mix them up first, get them in place, and then we'll add our white here and put it on top and let it rest. Okay, now that I have you set up above me, you will see I have these guys mixed up as best I could. I'm going to put a little bit of resin into each of the silicone edges to get to the shelf around it. I'll make sure that the shells have somewhere to hang on to. There we go. There we are. Okay, so then what we're going to do, I'm going to take this first one and we're going to spread all the shells and stuff around. I know it's not even, but even is too overrated. Since when is art even? Okay, don't answer that. There. Trying to get as many of the little guys out. And then I'm going to stuff those guys down into there. Oh. And make a mess. That's usually what happens. There we go. Get them in there so that they're settled around the body, around the edges of my container. Now we're going to do the same with this one. Round, kind of disperse them And then we'll knock them into place. Go. And so push those down into their spots as well. That already has some epoxy resin in there, so that it has a place to get comfy in. Okay. I didn't want to go too heavy-handed with the sparkles, so you'll see I didn't put too many in. So now that we have them around the edges, yay for us, we're going to add some white pigment to the rest of this resin, and then we'll put that in and then let it dry for a bit. Here, I'll give you a little view here. See this on the sides? There. Just so you can see where all the little guys have gone, the seashells. Now, I'm putting in a few drops and then mixing it just to see how it goes, right? You can always add more. You can't take away once it's in there. So. There we are. And I don't want a completely white. I kind of want an oceany white where it's got variations in it, if you can see. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to add this in with our shells. Let's see how that settles. Okay. And then kind of poke it through so it can get through and make wavy looks. Into the clear resin that's already inside. Don't worry, I can clean all that off. That will come off after, no biggie. And even if it dries there, we can always take it off after it dries. There. And then this one. Poke it around a little. Make sure the white gets sort of wavy into the clear. And there we go. Hopefully this all will come to fruition. If not, well, we tried. Was all good intent. All good intent. There. I can put a little more white in here. And then we'll let that rest for a while. And put the blue in. I don't want to add any more white to this one because I don't want to fill it up. There we go. Okay. Let's see how this turns out. So I let those sit for a while, like an hour or so, because I don't want the dark blue that I'm about to create to mix with the other colors that much. So what we have here is the seashells, the sparkle, the gold sparkle, some clear, then the white, and then a little bit of blue that I added with pigment powder to the rest of the white to give it a little gradation of going darker. And now I'm mixing equal parts of A and B again and adding a dark blue. And you can get all this stuff on Amazon, including these cups that have the measurements on them, which is so helpful. So let's put a couple drops in and see what kind of blue we get. I'll be back. this is the blue we ended up with. I used 10 drops of this pigment color in 100 milliliters of resin, 50/50. So now we're going to let it sit. You can see the dark is where I want it to be on the bottom. And then you can see around the other sides has got the lighter blue. So let's leave that and see what we come up with. Now we make sure and watch for any little bubbles that are rising. And then I have my torch here to pop them. And then we'll let it sit for 24 hours. Whoa. Be careful. Ugh. Okay, so 24 hours later, and I'm just getting ready to demold these. In the meantime, I was practicing with my extruder. Isn't that cute? Making little, I don't know, trees, I guess? Oh, see, I was playing with the extruder. Let's see if it's here. This guy, the clay, polymer clay extruder. So, anyway, now, I'm nervous. Let's crack into it. Let's crack the little one first and hope for the best. Homes for these little whales over here. Have you ever nervous when you're doing this? I always am. I'm always nervous when I'm doing this. Because you really can't tell. You know, it's upside down. It's not, you know, clearly visible. You don't know how things will turn out. And you hope for the best, but, you know, you never know what you're going to get. So, here we are. Get her unstuck to the sides. Make it move. There we are. Okay. These are not that easy to get off. That's why you gotta wait till they're good and hard, or you're gonna ruin your dish. Oh, 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 oh my. Oh, it turned out beautiful. Look at it. Oh, sorry, I'm sniffling my cold, but wow. You can see the clear shells, the white, the lighter blue, and the dark blue of the water. That's where his home will be. Little trinket dish. Okay, let's try the big one. This little one turned out great. Turn this right side back. Okay, let's take this off and hope it turns out the best. Oh, this cold. I'm sniffling away. This is a bigger one, so might take a little more effort to get it out. Okay. Basically turning it inside out, the mold. Thank goodness there's silicone and can handle this. Wow! What do you think, guys? Oh, it turned out nice. Oh, wow. You can see the seashells. The darker blue for the bottom. And the sparkles. Didn't put too many in. You see the clear. And then the waves of white. and the pale blue, and then the dark blue. And there we go. They have homes. Turn this guy right back for next time. Make sure and get all little pieces out of here. There we go. And here we are. Well, what do you think, guys? I think we did a good job. I think this turned out really well. We'll let that cure, finish curing. Like, it's hard now, but it really needs days and days to actually become its true hardness. You know what I mean? So don't go beating it up or anything before then or putting stuff in it. Just let it take its time, and it's beautiful. Oh, it turned out beautiful. Thanks for being here, guys, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It makes a difference. It does. And I love having you here. In the meantime, I hope you're all being kind to each other. Go out there and try something new. You never know what you're going to get. Bye, guys.